So today I'm going to show you how I like to make an apple rose. It's a neat little pastry dessert. Got a couple of apples here. I'm going to cut them in half, and I'm just going to core the apple out. I'm going to use a tablespoon here. You could use a melon baller or a teaspoon works, whatever you got. Just take out all the seeds and the core. Once you got that removed, I'm going to take my knife. I'm going to cut this into slices about a 1/4 inch thick. We don't want the apples to be too thick. I want to just cut it down here, because I'm going to cook these apple slices in the microwave. I want them to be a little more flexible here so we can have them make it into a rose. So once the apple's all cut, put it into a bowl. And then I'm going to grab half a lemon and juice that into the apples. This is going to help them from oxidizing. We don't want them to turn brown. It's going to add a little bit of tartness. So just give that a good mix. I'm going to pop this in the microwave for about a minute and a half, just to soften up the apples a bit. If they're too stiff, they won't be able to go into that rose shape. I got some puff pastry here. I want to roll this out. And then I'm going to take a pizza cutter and just cut this into strips. Once the puff pastry is cut into strips, I have some seedless raspberry jam. You could use melted butter. You could use egg wash. I like the flavor of the seedless raspberry jam. I'm just going to spread that evenly on the puff pastry strip here. Apricot jam works as well. So now that that's ready, I'm going to bring back the apples that are softened in the microwave, and I'm just going to line them up along the puff pastry here, overlapping the apples, letting them pop out of the puff pastry just a little bit. Go almost the full length of the puff pastry strip. And I'll take some pumpkin pie spice, sprinkle that over the apples, as well as some turbinado sugar to add a bit of sweetness. The thing I like about this dessert is it's not overly sweet. So once you have that done, just roll it up, and then the apples should form what looks to be like a rose. There's a few ways you could do this, but this is what usually works for me. I just pop this in a greased muffin tin and put that in the oven at 375 Fahrenheit for about a half hour. Just keep an eye on the apples. You don't want the edges to burn. Once it comes out of the oven, you should have something that resembles a rose. This recipe will yield 4 apple roses. Hit it with some powdered sugar, just to give it a little sweetness, because this dessert is not overly sweet, but I guarantee you're going to enjoy this. Make this apple rose. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.